We got another round of the Freak Chef or Pain Chef Test Kitchen. Hell yeah. So I have a request for a baked pasta dish, not lasagna. Has to incorporate Italian sausage. So I picked up like a bulk round Italian sausage from the butcher department at this super awesome food store. And I'm browning that up. And this is all small scale. I'm going to do a baked pasta dish with, I'm going to try 2 different types of pasta. I'm doing this 2 different ways. I got some fettuccine. I also got some elbow macaroni. And I'm thinking that, given the size of the tray that I think the client wants, the elbow macaroni may be better. So I'm going to give that a first round. Got some nice mozzarella, homemade, like in-house made, whatever, not homemade, so I didn't make it. Mozzarella, and of course my signature tomato sauce, which is just simmering right there on the back burner. And I'm going to sweeten that up with the sugar a little bit because it's almost done. And I'm just getting done with the sausage right about now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the bake in the frying pan because I don't need a big party tray. This is just like the sample test kitchen thing, so I'm going to be doing really scaled down stuff. So this is like maybe a ½ pound, if that, of the sausage because I also want to see how that comes out. And I got a little pot of water going here. So I'm thinking I'm going to start with the elbow macaroni. I'm thinking maybe for the actual gig, I may use like a ziti or a penne. It's a little bigger. Well, it's a lot bigger than an elbow macaroni. But what's nice about this, I got tons of boxes of this. It's really dirt cheap. A little bit of it goes a long way. And it's just the pasta part of it. So once I figure out how everything comes together and works and how long it bakes and stuff like that, I get a lot of mileage out of elbow macaroni when I'm doing small macaroni, like test samples when it comes to pasta. And then of course spaghetti, for longer pasta that I need, unless I need something specific like a shell or a long giant tube pasta like mine I got, or a like a spaghetti fettuccine, something like that specific to a particular dish. Pasta's pasta. When I do a lot of test kitchen stuff, elbow macaroni is like a nice go-to when it comes to especially testing small versions of baked dishes. And then it's just a matter of substituting the pasta out. So I'm going to finish browning up the sausage, and I'm going to move the camera closer so you guys can see a little bit of it better. And what's going on here as well as the sauce. There we go. Now you guys get a better view of the sausage. And that's pretty much all browned. I'm going to put that in a container just to get that kind of, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Put that off to the side. And let's check out the sauce. Here's my homemade sauce getting all bubbly. There it is, my homemade sauce getting all bubbly. We're going to give that another stir. And then we're going to incorporate that with some of this delicious mozzarella and everything. I'm going to slice down, and of course, we're just going to use our elbow macaroni. This is such a moist, fresh mozzarella. So I like to just put some plastic down on the cutting board when I do stuff like that, with especially fresh cheese like this. Because it makes cleanup a little easier. And then when I'm done with the ball, because again, it's just a sample. Or not even a sample, this is just test kitchen stuff. I want to make sure you have a good cheese knife that it comes right off of too. especially when it's as moist as it is. That up. That's all ready. Alright, so our pasta's done and boiled, and we're gonna go ahead and give that a drain. I do like a down and dirty version. I almost make macaroni pasta like most people make rice, especially when I'm just doing like a test kitchen thing, and it's all good. I mean, typically I have just enough water to get it to where it needs to be. Flip it back and forth, and it's all good. Now, my next thing is, I wipe the pan, but I like to leave some of the grease with some of the sausage on the pan, because most people say like, oh, put some olive oil on there and stuff. No. There's enough grease from the sausage, even after you drain it and you wipe it, that there's enough in the pan, because we're going to actually use this pan to bake it in the oven as a pasta bake thing. And the other thing is, some people are like, oh, put pasta down on the bottom of it. Well, if I'm using like catering tray or something like that, that's one thing, but it's not necessary when doing it small scale. There's our sauce, and this is some of my homemade sauce that I made. Got done heating up, and our sausage is in there. So what I typically will do is put the sauce in with the pasta, and I'll save just a little bit of it. Give that a stir. It's all right in there. And then right into the pan. I'll typically do one thin layer. There we go. Throw a little bit of cheese in there, just here and there, little by little. Just sporadically spread out. And this mozzarella cheese is so moist. This is like really good. So this is going to be so awesome. Here we go. And another layer. Here we go. And we'll just kind of collect it together. But then we have the sausage. Sausage almost like that hidden middle layer. This is that sausage that we browned in the pan. There we go. Save a little bit of crumble for the top. Maybe you can spread out with the spatula a little bit, because I want it to be perfectly even. This way every little bit has some sausage. Then we're going to add some more of the pasta. The sauce. There we go. Done with that. That's looking pretty good, but of course, a lot more cheese. And I'm thinking we'll go ahead and slice up some of the rest of this. Not that we need much more, but thinking why not? The cheesier the better. I know it's already in the sink, so we're just going to use the spatula. We'll chop. And we'll just peel and break that if we can. It's so moist, we can just mash it up like that. It's test kitchen, so this is not what it would actually be presented as. So I'm not too worried about the look of it. I'm just working on the flavor of it and making sure this recipe is good enough to actually use for a party. I would also normally give it a little garnish of Parmesan cheese, which I'll take out. And I'm also going to add a little parsley, which I would normally use fresh parsley for. But in this case, I'm just going to use some dried parsley. And I'm probably just going to eat the rest of this cheese. Now, one thing that I like to do is just to protect the cheese from getting too overdone. Not that this needs any time to really cook, but I want it to melt all the way through and really get it nice and gooey throughout the pasta and stuff. Now, you just use that whole thing. You don't even need to store any of that. I like to take some of the cheese, or some of the sauce, give it some little drizzles here and there. I'll primarily dip it around the sides, just again to keep a lot of the pasta from sticking to the pot or to the pan when it bakes. And then I'll add a couple little dollops here and there. So I think I had the perfect ratio of sauce to cheese to pasta. So that's a good thing. Get some Parmesan cheese. Sprinkle of that. And then some of our dry parsley. Because again, this is just a test. Fresh parsley is always so much better. I should call this pasta parmesan, minus the fried. I mean, we didn't fry the pasta. But, there we go. There we have it. We're going to drop it in the oven. Just get everything melted together in there. And just maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And we'll check it out in a little bit. See how it tastes. Alright, so after some time in the oven, there we go. That's what we want. Get that turned off. And check that out. That is delicious. There we go, look at that. Pasta's nice and moist, it's not dried out. And we'll go ahead and cut into this now. Look how gooey that is. Since it's round, I guess we could slice it like a pie. We'll just take a nice and slice this out. It doesn't matter how you serve it. Look at that. Look how juicy that is. Well, I better get some containers going for the neighbors to rate it. Once, of course, I taste it, because we're going to see how this came out. Well, I know I'm going to have some leftovers, and I hope my neighbors enjoy this too. So here's the test. Sausage, pasta, Parmesan bake, I guess you could call it. Oh my god, that's hot. Oh my god, it looks so fucking good. Tastes good, but it's hot. Well, I am pain freak. I guess if I burn my mouth, it's no different than burning my feet or something else. Okay. There we go. I think we got one for the books. I'm sure my neighbors will like it. And I'm sure the client's going to like it too. Look at how cheesy and gooey that is. That is awesome. Mmm. Check out my website, painfreakofficial.com. Click on the Freak Chef stuff. And if you want the Pain Toy Chef, Erotic Chef, or you know, something for like a cool, interesting fetish party or something, you want me to cook for you, get all the information there. Thanks for all your support, everyone. I know they're going to like this. This is great. I should probably do some pictures of that.